crap! I forgot to change the title.
Oops.
I think so. We are streaming now, but let me go in and double check this, make sure the stream is right.
We're probably also going to be able to hear a train in the background at some point during this podcast because we live about, you know, less than half a mile from train tracks.
Cool. Oh, it looks like I already changed the title, so I didn't have to worry about it.
Okay.
So let me send the tweet out, and then we'll be good to go. Why did I say 205? We're at 211. I typed 205. I don't know what I'm thinking. And it's normally say soon. And here I'm saying now because we're ready to start.
Yep. Sounds good to me.
Okay, ready when you are.
Okay. Welcome to Nintendo Dads episode 211, recorded on January 3rd, 2019. On tonight's episode, we discuss the impending January Nintendo Direct that is really not a secret, but it is, but it's not, or it might happen, or it could. Also, there's a huge New Year's sale going on in the eShop right now. Persona 5 has been teased. Is it coming to the Switch? And we're going to look over our predictions from 2018, see who won, and make some predictions for 2019 as well. Jesse, roll that beautiful music. Welcome, everybody, to episode 211 of Nintendo Dads. It's January 3rd, 2019, a brand new year, and we are back from the holidays. My name is Marty Estes, and I am so happy that you have tuned in to listen tonight. Joining me on this week's show is the king of VG Tribune. He hails from the Midwest. He is a fan of JRPGs and stuff. Jesse Waldeck, how you doing, man?
And all the stuff. I'm good.
Stuff and things.
It was the longest 2 weeks in history not recording last week.
Yeah.
It feels like it's been a year since we recorded last.
I missed you too. I missed you too.
I've been wanting to make that joke all week.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen you since last year.
And my son tried to make that joke with his friends. He didn't quite get the punchline down, but he's learning.
Yeah. Yeah.
We have more experience with puns.
That's right. Dad jokes. We got them. Also joining us on the show tonight, all the way from jolly old England, is Mr. Gary Gray. But right now he is having PC problems, and he's going to pop in when he gets those fixed. The best way to do it is just set it on fire and go buy a Mac. There you go. I said it. Speaking of setting things on fire, tonight we are going to talk about our 2019 predictions and look back over our 2018 predictions, as well as the news items that have come up in the in and around the internet and Nintendo land this week. So, Jesse, let's just dive right into that news, shall we?
You know when a pun becomes a dad joke?
When does a pun become a dad joke?
When it becomes apparent.
I'll watch right into that one.
Thank you very much.
That was good. Very good timing, sir. Of course, our news each week is brought to us by you, our patrons, over at patreon.com/Nintendo Dads, where for as little as $1 a month, you can help make all of this craziness possible. That's right. You are responsible for this. Pat yourself on the back. Go ahead. Feel proud. You did this. And that also means that we blame you. We blame you when it goes wrong. No, actually, we don't, guys. We're so thankful that you are our patrons, and just continue to look for some cool stuff
So
over
speaking of
at
things having gone
patreon.com.
wrong, hopefully our microphone setup was better today. We did a little sampling, what, like 20 minutes of sampling before we started. So I think we should be.
Yeah.
Hopefully we're good. But okay, let
For
us
those of
know.
you who did not listen to the last episode 210, Jesse's mic was really loud, or hot, as we call it. And
As you
Jesse,
do in the biz.
you were really hot 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you always are, but that's okay.
Remember when my air conditioning was out last May?
Yeah. Yeah, you were really hot then too. But anyway, for those of you who didn't listen to episode 210, Jesse's computer went through a massive like update and reset all of his microphone settings. And so if there are some audio issues, yes, we know. Yes, we're trying to deal with it. What can we say? We'll do our best to fix it, guys. I'm sitting in an alcove in my parents' house in the room that I grew up in. That's why it looks like I'm in the middle of like a 3D optical illusion. And I'm not sitting at my desk with all my toys behind me because we're up visiting my mom for her birthday. Like a good son should.
Anyway, news.
Yeah, let's talk about news. Let's talk about some good stuff. Guys, right now there is a New Year's eShop sale going on for the Switch and the 3DS that you need to be aware about. Because why? Because we love you, and because Nintendo loves you, and because they've actually got some really good deals right now on the eShop on some pretty big titles. And so just pulling a list up right now, you can go find this sale at nintendo.com/games/sales and deals. Let me run down some of these titles that are 30% off. Right now, you can download Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, ARMS, Splatoon, Octopath Traveler, Blossom Tale, The Sleeping King, Ad Heroes. These are all 30 or 35% off. Puyo Puyo Tetris, Final Fantasy 15 Pocket Edition HD, the Jackbox Party Pack 5, Puda, Flynn Hook, Dust and Elysian Tale, Carnival Games. Some of these even go as far as 50% off, like Namco Museum, Spelunker Party, which actually is not that bad a game. Other 50% off titles, Starlink Battle for Atlas is 50% off on the eShop right now. Mega Man Legacy Collection, 25%. Lego DC Supervillains is 50% off. Golf Story, 34% off. And probably the biggest discount on the eShop right now, and one that if you don't have this game, this discount is making it where you have absolutely zero excuse to not have this game. Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle Gold Edition is 67% off on the eShop right now. So that's all on the Switch.
Is that the one that comes with the DLC because it's a Gold Edition?
I believe so. I believe it is the one that comes with the DLC. So that's a huge steal of a deal right there. Also on sale right now for the 3DS, we don't want to leave that out. Pokemon Super Mystery Dungeon, Pokemon Battle Troy's Eye, Fantasy Life, Sushi Striker, The Way of Sushido, Kirby Triple Deluxe, Super Mario 3D Land, Style Savvy, Yoshi's New Island, Mario Party, The Top 100, Final Fantasy Explorers, and more, including Bye Bye Box Boy and Super Street Fighter 4, the biggest discount on the 3DS eShop right now. Super Street Fighter 4 3D Edition is 75% off right now.
Wasn't that a launch game?
It was a launch game, but here's the deal. It's still really good. Super Street Fighter 4 played amazingly on the 3DS. It's one of my favorite versions of that game, simply because I can take it with me. And so, guys, don't miss out on this. This sale is going on right now, and it runs until 9 a.m. Pacific time on January 10th. So you've got just a few more days to get in there and find a good deal. And really, I mean, I wish that my son had waited with his $100 eShop game stuff and not bought.
Yeah,
I don't know if
I heard the disappointment in your text when you talked about that in Discord.
Yeah, I haven't been on the show since then, or we haven't recorded since then. My son got $100 eShop credit for Christmas. And the first thing he did was buy YouTuber's Life OMG edition, which is fine. And then he went in and bought the Battle Pass for Fortnite. He didn't buy the $10 version, he bought the $25 version.
See,
so he could get more items.
See, I can kind of understand that. I'd be more upset about the YouTube thing than the Fortnite thing. My son buys the $25 pass as well, so that's why one reason why I can't be too upset. But of course, he has his own money.
And he has his own money, and you also have internet that's constantly there for him to play it.
Yes.
He can only use this $25 purchase for 90 days when we're in internet.
True.
So,
and there's a reason why you don't podcast from your house.
Right. Exactly. So he and I had a talk about maybe it's not good to spend your money on online games when we can't play online at our house.
You'll just have to visit your office more often.
Yeah. Well, we are because he is going to get his money out of that battle pass. Let me tell you. Moving on, Persona 5R has been teased with more info available in March. A video has come out as well as that with that teaser showing a PlayStation logo and basically claiming PlayStation exclusivity, but that doesn't always mean it's a console exclusive. We're going to have to wait till March to find out. In fact, the example given here in our show notes, Mortal Kombat 11 from the Game Awards showed their highlight reel or teaser footage, and then later put up an image with the Switch logo on the ad or on the teaser image.
Right. It just means that Sony put more money in to get their logo shown. It's pretty much all that means.
That's right.
It doesn't say exclusive. It just says PlayStation logo, bing, and then
yeah. So, Jesse, let me ask you this, because you are a person who sunk a lot of time into Persona. You like Persona.
I do.
You particularly liked Persona 5. You talked about it quite a bit when you were playing through it. What's the over-under that this is going to come to the Switch? Because I'm interested if it comes to the Switch. I know a lot of people who are interested.
I think since we know Joker's coming to Smash, that kind of gives it a little bit more backbone at the fact that this might be coming out on the Switch. If this is similar to previous re-releases of previous Persona games, it's probably in some sort of enhanced version. Because like when Persona 3 went to the PSP, it added a second, a female protagonist option. When Persona 4 went up to Vita, it added a new NPC with her own story arc and quest lines. So if this is that with Persona 5, going handheld fits the pattern. So also being on the Switch would work. Wouldn't surprise me if this also makes a Vita jump, because Persona 5 was also on PS3, so they do have a version with lower quality assets, so I think that would run on the Vita just fine. So I'm kind of expecting this to be PS4, Vita, Switch, whatever this is.
Yeah. I think that the fact that Joker is in Smash, the fact that they've already teased it, but not given a release date, right?
Right. The only thing we know is just more information is coming in March. And
no. What I'm saying is that the Joker DLC.
Yeah, we don't know.
Does not have a release date.
Yeah. So I think. So my guess is, we'll have new DLC every 2 to 3 months, because right now we know of 6 DLC fighters that is supposed to go through March of 2020. So it puts it probably about every 3 months. The guess is Piranha Plant, February, Joker, May.
Yeah.
That's my guess.
Yeah, and would you guess probably game dropping in May or April as well? Because I would think that they would kind of want to ride the wave there and say, well,
probably,
if you like this game, then there's a fighter for Smash, or if you like this guy in Smash,
we don't know how far into development this is. They could be almost ready, and it could be ready to go in April, May, or this might be. I
agree.
This might be a November release. We still don't know yet. Hopefully, we'll know in March.
It could possibly be. Here's the announcement in March, and it's coming later this month.
And another, like other Persona games, likely going to get a Japanese launch first, and the North American gets it later. So
Right.
probably, so even though if it does land in April, May, in doesn't we may not even see it until 2020.
Right. Right.
But so
Yeah,
if
I'm feeling like it's pretty extremely likely up there
yeah,
that
so
we're getting this game at this
and
point.
it's something I forgot about until last night or a few nights ago. But Persona 5 has an anime out there, 26 episode series you can watch on Crunchyroll or Verve that that follows the game story to about the halfway point, and at that point they're going to start going with OVAs to finish it. They released one OVA I think last week, but when I watched it on Verve, the OVA was listed first above episode one. So if you go watch it, don't watch that OVA. It has no episode number. It just says Dark something. I forget the title. Don't watch that first. Watch episodes 1 through 26 first. Otherwise, you'll be confused. And then the next OVA will be also released in March.
Oh wow! So you really don't even have to play the game. You can just watch it.
Yeah, if you're not into playing our JRPGs but still interested in the story, that's an option.
There you
You know,
go.
Persona 4 anime I thought was well done. Kind of sped things up near the end, but I'm not surprised. And they're
Yeah.
probably going to have to do the same thing here.
And Crunchyroll, you can watch. You can use on your Switch. I mean Wii U,
Yeah, the Wii U has a Crunchyroll app.
right?
I,
Until they decide
and
not to support it anymore.
I used it when I first got it, but I canceled that subscription, went with the Verve subscription, so I still get Crunchyroll content plus other channels, but I watch that either on my iPad or my Apple TV.
Right. Right. Moving on. If the pattern of second Wednesday of the month continues in 2019, new NES online games should be coming to Switch on January 9th. However, as of the airing of this show, and we know Nintendo does like late Thursday night announcements sometimes, but as of the recording of this show, nothing has been announced for January.
Right.
However, rumors of a Nintendo Direct are swirling and gathering steam,
Yeah.
potentially
It's more
for
people following the patterns. Is
yes, potentially
just like
for
Justin. He put out a video talking about this.
Thursday of next week, which would be January 10th.
Just in time for us
Now,
to record another show.
right now, there's obviously already claims out there of leaked Direct and this and the other. I can confirm, or we can confirm, that as of recording time tonight, that a code name for the second DLC fighter in Smash has been data mined. The code name for Joker was Jack, and the code name for the second DLC fighter is Brave. So there's some things you can go and you can hunt up on the internet if you'd like to do that. We're not going to delve any further into that, but I think with that news being there and that's kind of out there, the possibility of a Nintendo Direct is really really likely at this point. Would you not say that, Jesse?
I think we are likely to get one next week, though I don't think they'll talk about DLC 2 yet. That probably
You
won't
know,
be until closer to E3.
right?
We're still,
What
yeah,
do you think we will see in that Direct? I know
uh,
Justin's got that video
well,
that's there and is going gangbusters on YouTube right now over at our channel. But I'm interested in what you think we're going to see in that Direct.
we'll probably get, if not specific release dates, more narrowed down release ranges on games like the Yoshi's Crafted World, Animal Crossing. Uh, you know, I don't think we'll see too much in the way of new announcements. That's kind of what E3 is for. But any
Right?
games that they plan on releasing before the May window, they'll talk. They'll bring that up, and we'll probably get another Indies montage.
Oh, there's always going to be an Indies
Because
montage.
yeah, it's been a while. Well, lately they've actually had the indies as their own show, separate from directs.
Mhm.
But I think since it's been so long since they've talked about indies, that they'll probably do a small clip within this and
And
call it part
and it
of the
it
direct.
honestly might be a good time to do that since Damon Baker has left.
Yes, they need to work
And
in there.
they
Whoever the
need a
new
new
guy is,
little
they need.
figurehead there.
Right.
Right? I think that one of the things that they're going to do is announce that Smash Brothers is now available for the Nintendo Switch.
Again. Still.
Again, they're gonna. Hey, we wanted to remind you, Smash is out.
Well,
Because I mean, they do that, right? I mean, they usually have like some release coming out soon around directs and around things like that, and they're like, oh yeah, this is available.
If they do that, they will probably also remind us, and which I'm reminding everyone now, that if you buy the cart to register the game to get your coins out of it, but then check your email the next day to get your code for the Piranha Plant DLC.
Yes, and be sure to check your.
Do that before January 31st. That's when it expires, and the email is not conspicuous. It's really easy to miss it. It looks like a generic "Thank you for buying this." Then you have to digging down to the bottom to find it, and it's probably going to be in your spam folder. So, but it almost always comes out in the next day. So check for it.
It does, and the other thing too with that to be careful about is that the title of that email does not mention Piranha Plant.
But barely mentions Smash.
Yeah, barely mentions Smash. So you need to be very careful, and you might even set up a search filter there in your email for that. Gary, are you with us now?
I'm with you. Yes.
Yes. All right. So Gary is here, and hey, Gary, here's what we're talking about, man. Nintendo Direct probably coming next week, right?
Probably, most likely, yeah.
Yeah. So what do you think we're going to see in that Direct?
Oh, I'm actually clueless this time. I don't really have many predictions at all. Because I think we know about a lot already in a way. We've known about a lot of games coming that we haven't seen yet, and I think they'll probably just give us updates on what we know more than reveal a lot of new things.
Sounds
okay. I mean, that sounds pretty fair. I think we're definitely going to see Yoshi's Crafted World footage.
Yeah, I think so. I think we're going to see more Crafted World.
I think that's going to actually be a big focus of this Direct.
Maybe an update on the Shin Megami Tensei game that they revealed a very long time ago.
Possibly. Maybe they'll even say the name Wargroove again.
Yeah, maybe.
So we can wait with bated breath for. I'm going to tell you something else I think is going to be in this Direct too is Shovel Knight King of Cards.
Yeah, that's been a very long time coming, hasn't it?
And an update on the Amiibo because that's coming out in April. But I will tell you something else that I think you're going to see a teaser or an announcement officially confirming Mortal Kombat 11 for the Switch on Nintendo's end, and I think you're also going to see a Persona 5 announcement.
Yeah, Michael Zion says he wants to see information about Shin Megami Tensei 5, which we haven't heard about that since the January announcement of the Switch 2 years ago.
Right. Is it still even being made? That's
right.
Yeah, and I think it's a shoe-in that during this Direct, we're also going to see like the next few months plans for the NES Online app, right?
Right. Yeah, because we when they did the initial reveal in September, talking about that, they told us what was coming the next 3 months.
Yeah.
So I imagine they'll probably give us the next at least 2 months, maybe 3, maybe
2,
4.
3, maybe 6.
I don't think they'll go that far.
You
don't think they'll go? I think they'll go into April at the most at this time.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. And
that's a possibility. I can see that happening.
I
I
wanted to go
also
back
think,
real quick. Third
yeah,
Strongest Mole says he never got an email, but he bought it digitally. You got an email, even if you bought it
yeah, you did.
digitally. Just buying it digitally automatically registers you. You don't have to do a middle step.
As somebody who has bought 3 copies of Smash all digitally, you got an email. If and I mean seriously, if you didn't, call Nintendo and call them tomorrow, or call them as you're reading this. They will get you set up. But I got an email for my son's Switch. I got an email for the Switch that we use at our church because I bought Smash there. Got 2 codes for those. The code that I got for Smash was actually provided by Nintendo, and they promised to send Piranha Plant over later on. So I'm 2 out of 3. But yeah, you definitely got a you definitely got a Piranha Plant code.
My son did a digital pre-purchase like a month before its launch, and he got that email that next day, and he missed it.
Mine took a little bit. Mine took a few days. So
yeah, he got it right away.
You may have missed it. You may check your trash. I mean, be very careful not to delete that.
He said he found it.
Well, see, there you go. You told you got an email. Any other predictions for this Nintendo Direct coming up from either of you guys?
Michael Zion says he wants an Inkling costume for Futaba, which a Persona 5 character, which looks a lot like an Inkling in human form. Someone made art of an Inkling and Futaba side by side, and the comments were amazing that they didn't know of the character in Persona.
Right. I'm gonna make one more prediction for this Direct, and then we're gonna move on to our 2018 predictions and see how we did. We're gonna get another Blizzard game in this Direct.
Are we thinking Overwatch this time or something else?
Overwatch or Hearthstone?
I think Hearthstone's probably more likely.
So, I mean, Diablo has done amazingly for them on the Switch.
Because then we'll soon find out. Overwatch was mentioned more than once for 2018 predictions, and none of that panned out.
Spoiler alert, it's going to get mentioned again. So, Jesse, why don't you cue up some music and let's get right into talking about our 2018 and 2019 predictions.
I don't have any good music set up.
I'll just use something.
Wobble Buffett.
There you go. That'll be perfect. Justin's not here. He can't say anything about this. Guys, what we're going to do first is we're going to head back into our 2018. If you'll remember back on the 4th of January last year, we peered into the good old crystal ball and made some predictions that, for the most part, did not happen.
Shocker. And that was episode 161.
Except for Justin, who, look, I'm just going to go ahead and blow it here at the very beginning. He won. All right, if we're counting this as points, if we're counting it as a competition, Justin wins. He actually had 4 correct predictions and 2 wrong ones and 1 partially correct, compared to my 4 correct, my 0 partially correct, and 5 wrong.
5 wrong.
Zach, 3 correct, 0 partially correct, 5 wrong, and Jesse, 3 correct, 2 partially correct, and 4 wrong. So let's just start here at the beginning of the list. I'll start with mine. My predictions for 2018. Number 1, the 3DS will die. Nintendo will officially announce that production is ramping down and games will no longer be made. Wrong. No. They're still holding on with Mario and Luigi Bowser's Inside Story and nothing announced beyond that, right? Except for Kirby's Extra Epic Yarn.
Right. So
that's it.
There's 2 games that we know about. I won't surprise me if there'll be more.
It wouldn't surprise me if there's more, but it wouldn't surprise me if there were less as well. I think they're going to keep you hanging on with those one game, like one game every 3 months and just relying on the back catalog. But
Persona Q2. Thank you, Michael.
Persona Q2. That's exactly right. I was just thinking Nintendo first party. So, that anyway. Second prediction for 2018, F-Zero in quarter 4-ish for Switch. Wrong. because they hate F-Zero. Number 3, Game Boy Classic in 2018. Wrong. But hey, now, can we count that as partially right because we did see more classics in 2018? No.
We didn't get any new classics. We just had revamps of the previous
No,
two.
it's just that you were actually able to go to the store and buy one.
Right.
Right?
Right.
Number 4, let's get into some of the correct ones here. Number 4, the third-party floodgates will fully open in 2018. But then I said specifically Overwatch will arrive on the Switch. No, didn't happen. But the third-party floodgates did open. We have lots of third-party games on the Switch now and more on the way, right?
Right.
Number 5, Nintendo will let us down at some point in 2018. The Switch hype train will slow. Correct. Ding, ding, ding. You know why? Because Gary Gray himself called this a disappointing year for Nintendo.
Yeah, I cited Smash 5 Online as the let us down. But I'm sure there's probably other examples.
Really?
But that's the one I put down. That was my example for you being right.
Oh, I mean, there's obviously that there is some tense.
What I've heard,
there's some tension about the online.
What I've heard, 1v1s are mostly fine, but if you try to go 2v2s or bigger ones online, then they're crap.
And see, I haven't done that. Now, I've played some 2v2 matches that I've been forced into because that's where, it put me when I got online, and they were fine. So
it might depend on how many people are using Ethernet or etc.
Sure. I'm not running with a wired connection when I play. So we'll see. I'm going to play some this weekend since I'm here in the land of internet at my parents' house.
When my son plays, he is on Ethernet.
Couple of bonus predictions. Virtual Console games will debut in 2018 and downloadable on demand Netflix PS Plus will also come with a large user interface upgrade to the Switch. I got the Netflix part right, and the user interface upgrade, still waiting on folders, Reggie. I'm still waiting to be able to put my games in folders. Come on.
Right.
Where's my roguelike folder? I want it. And I want my...
Be the biggest
also,
folder. That and Castlevania's.
Yeah, there you go. Miyamoto transitions from a dev role into a larger overall role at Nintendo, passing the torch, finally getting out of the way. Jesse remarked here in notes as he compiled this that, we haven't really heard much from Miyamoto this year.
So I marked it
and
as
so
maybe.
Yeah, maybe it's happened, maybe not. I don't know. Maybe it is happening. The biggest Mario game on the Switch was simply produced by Miyamoto, right?
I honestly don't know, but probably. Yeah, I don't think he had any developer roles.
Abe, I think, was behind Odyssey, right?
Yeah, I think the last time Miyamoto had any actual development it was in those E3 demos that turned into like the robot. The
last time.
In the Star Fox.
The last real dev role he had was Star Fox Zero, and after that they're like, you can't touch games anymore.
That's true. That's true.
I mean, I love him, but he ruined Star Fox. Let's move on to Justin's predictions here. Since he's not here, we'll just kind of zoom through these as well as Zach's. Justin predicted the 3DS will not die. No official announcement of any kind. 1 or 2 big titles that will make you want to pick it up again. Yes, correct. Luigi's Mansion happened. WarioWare Gold happened. But I will say that this is a little bit incorrect in that Reggie specifically and others have talked about the longevity of the 3DS and how it is going to stick around. I would classify that as an official announcement.
Yeah, I think it's definitely an official announcement. It's kind of strange because the 3DS really did die off in 2018. It's hard to deny it really, but it still had releases, so it's just clinging on for every little last ounce of breath that it's got.
Yeah, 3DS before the 3DS hardware still sells, especially if they put out a limited edition and the collectors will pick them up. But people, in most of the time, when a game comes out, they say, "Why isn't this on Switch?" And sometimes they put it on both. I'm looking at you, Treasure Tracker.
The thing about the 3DS is that it's like a little one-legged puppy named Little Brother. Everybody feels sorry for it.
Awfully specific.
And nobody wants to put it out of its misery. So the one-legged puppy named Little Brother just keeps existing. Anyway, Justin's second prediction. Luigi's Mansion on Switch will be announced but not necessarily released. Man, did he nail that.
Yep.
That was almost clairvoyant. I'm proud of him for that.
I think we laughed at him for that one too.
Yeah, I think we did. And listen, here's the deal. I'm proud of him for that one because that means I'm getting another Luigi's Mansion game. So, number 3, N64 Classic will launch in 2018, but he really thinks it's the Game Boy. But 3 votes, the same as boring. Wrong. There will be no. In fact, basically what Roji Fizumi has said is that there will be no classics for a while. And I want to take a minute here and talk about this because Reggie specifically said in an interview not long ago that when 2018 was over, there would be no more classics produced, no more NES classics, no more SNES classics. The year started with right after Christmas. The PlayStation Classic immediately went on sale for 50% off, 60% off at some places. GameStop is now touting it on their website as 50% off.
It helps if you actually do it right instead of half it.
Well, that's my point. Yes, Sony did it wrong. I get it. Like the PlayStation Classic is not a great console. Is not a great product at all. But my question is this: is the classic market, is retro gaming cooling off?
I don't think so. Well, at least that generation, which was the N64 and the PlayStation 1 era, those games in whole don't hold up unless they are magnificent games, like Ocarina of Time and a few others.
Yeah.
So
they also don't hold up when they're 50 frames a second or 50 hertz refresh rate.
That doesn't help either. Yeah, but it's a definite. NES and SNES games, especially SNES games, they hold up a lot better than NES games.
Sure.
But we're getting to the point that, so this is the slippery slope here, where the games don't hold up as well. I think if Nintendo does go with the Game Boy, I think that'll hold up, because Game Boy is Game Boy. You can still.
And it'll be portable.
Yeah, but really, unless they go with the, with a GameCube, which enhanced what they learned from N64.
Also, a lot of your great N64 games that you're talking about, the ones that did maybe they aged a little bit better and are still viable, are licensed games.
Yeah, we talked about those.
And that's where you run into a lot of problems.
And expecting an N64 to be announced, I asked Twitter, I asked our patrons to vote for what games you'd want to see, and I still have that list compiled somewhere. I just don't have it up now. But yeah, a lot of it is licensed stuff that no way in hell would be there.
It's GoldenEye, it's Donkey Kong, it's Rogue Squadron. I mean, come on, right?
Yeah, well, they have.
Or Shadows of the Empire. Rogue Squadron was GameCube. I'm sorry.
No, Rogue Squadron was N64.
Okay, well. I'm sorry. Rogue Squadron 2 was GameCube. Rogue Squadron 1 was N64.
And it's those sort of games that really made the N64 for me. Like, even though there's stuff like Mario 64 and Ocarina of Time and all the good first-party games, there's a lot of really good Rare and third-party games there on the N64. Yeah. And I think it's a really tough system for multiple reasons to replicate. It's just a tough one. This is why we need Soulja Boy to come to the rescue.
Well, he tried, and the Soulja game is going to get him in the Soulja jail. Here's the thing about the N64 Classic: if it came out It would not be what people wanted because it wouldn't have those games, and I guarantee you it would be. This is what it would be. It would be Mario Party. It would be a bunch of Mario Party games. It would be Ocarina of Time. It would be Majora's Mask. It would be Mario 64 and the Paper Mario game that was on the 64, and that's it. Maybe 12, 15 games, and people would be upset.
I would still want the controller to that, because that would be awesome to plug that into a Wii remote and play Wii games with that.
That's fine. Yeah, that'll be great. Speaking of, I'm glad you mentioned the Wii, because I think it's important that we mention this now. If you still have credits on the Wii eShop, remember that it's shutting down January 30th. You can't buy any more credits, but if you have credits, you can still go in there, make sure your games are downloaded, make sure all your purchases are on your Wii U or whatever, and prepare for the termination of the Wii eShop.
Right. I forgot all about that.
Yep, it's coming up really soon. It's going to be a sad day.
Engage Family Gaming says they could include games from the N64 DD, but the problem is none of them came to North America, so there'd be a lot of Japanese-only games with little translation. I don't think they'd put into the effort to localize any of those.
And before somebody points it out to you, I'm sure we would get like Kirby 64, and maybe there was an F-Zero game on the N64, right?
Yeah, there was also Yoshi as well.
Yoshi Story. Yeah, so I mean, there's a few other games, but I mean, it would mostly be a Mario Party machine, if the Classic came out. But I'm still holding out hope for the Game Boy Classic because there's a ton of great stuff on there. I just want to play it with an improved screen. I would think it would be backlit. I would think that it would be more clear than the original Game Boy. Maybe it would have filters that you could play it like that. But man, Mario Land and Mario Land 2, some of my favorite Mario games of all time. Soundtracks are great, especially Mario Land 2. That deserves to happen. Moving on, Justin's prediction number 4: more third-party games, not Overwatch. Specifically, back catalogs. Example given: Fallout 4, GTA 5 did not happen. Also coming to the Switch will be a phrase we hear a lot. And he's right about that. We did hear that phrase a lot, and we did get more third-party games, but
just his specific examples were no's.
Yeah.
We were close. We got Fallout Shelter.
Well, that's true. 5, Metroid Prime 4 will not arrive in 2018. Metroid Prime Trilogy will arrive. We'll talk about Prime 4. Joy-Con or Pro Controller will be announced. Mostly wrong. No Trilogy, no Prime 4 talk, no Joy-Con. Mostly wrong. All wrong. Well, except for the date.
Yeah, Metroid 4 not coming in this in 2018 is the only part of that was right.
Yeah, that's true. His bonus prediction: Amiibos will be quietly phased out. Less than 10 Amiibos announced for 2018. Maybe with Yoshi, which was wrong. 11 Amiibo were released in 2018, with 11 more announced for 2019, not including Piranha Plant and Joker. And as the time of this recording, Piranha Plant has been announced, so that would be 12.
Oh, it was? Okay, because I looked at the Nintendo's Amiibo page and I didn't see it. So
well,
I might have overlooked it.
It was available for pre-order for a while on Amazon and Best Buy and everywhere else, but it's obviously been
well, either way, then including Piranha Plant and Joker, we got 13 that we know are coming.
That's true.
And then 4 more DLCs that we don't know about yet.
Right. B, the Switch app will not get better. Correct. He is absolutely correct.
It did not get worse.
That, thankfully, it did not get worse. But hey, it couldn't get much worse.
Exactly.
Moving on, let's talk about Zach's predictions here for 2018. Number 1, Fire Emblem Switch is going to be a tent pole in the first half of the year. It will be amazing. Expansion pass will exist. Wrong.
Unless he's talking about 2019.
We have no idea. We don't even know. I mean,
we know one's coming. We just don't know anything about it.
Fire Emblem Switch exists.
Other than the name.
It's somewhere. I don't know.
Yeah, we've actually seen quite a lot of footage from it. Really, from E3 was it, or one of the directs?
I think it was E3.
Yeah, we know that's
Three Houses
becoming.
Yeah,
it's got to be coming quite early this year, surely.
All right. Number 2, Mario Party. Man, he blew this one out of the water, and I'm so glad he did. Mario Party will be released on the Switch this year. It will leverage the Joy-Con portable multiplayer nature of the Switch.
Yeah, he called that out of nowhere and nailed
Clairvoyancy. Oh my gosh! Not only did he nail Mario Party, but he nailed the use of the Joy-Cons and all that. Fantastic! I love it. He gets. We should give him double points for that. Anyway, 3, Game Boy Classic will release in 2018. It will have Tetris. Wrong and wrong. Well, I would like it to have Tetris though. 4, Pokemon will come out. I love this one. Pokemon will come out in some form on the Switch. It might not be the full RPG.
And just ignoring Let's Go, he still got it right with Quest.
Can we give this show an official title, hashtag right now, whatever?
Sure.
Hashtag Zach's a time traveler. Hashtag time traveler Zach, because he knew he'd already seen it. He's from the future, except for this. Number 5, Animal Crossing Switch will come out this year. Joy-Cons will be released. Some connection to the mobile game. Wrong. It has been announced, however. 2019 is the year of Animal Crossing, just not 2018. His bonus predictions: top-down Zelda game on the Switch in the second half of 2018, less than $60. Wrong. B, online service will be further delayed, but when it arrives, it will be satisfactory. App will be more of a companion app instead of specifically focused on voice chat. I feel like he was
the whole thing is like
right there,
maybe
right?
Correct, debatable.
Yeah, I mean, like, it was satisfactory.
Yeah, I think that's a good.
It's satisfactory.
That's the best word to describe it.
I think it's honestly the best way to describe it, right? It's
right.
Satisfactory. And then last, Amiibo wearables will be produced. Keychains, jewelry, that is wrong as well. Jesse, I'm going to let you go through your predictions since you're actually on the show.
Okay. So I said,
so here's
regarding 3DS. So the final year of support from Nintendo. If they announce a game for 2019, then I'm wrong. So wrong.
Wrong.
Smash Brothers 5, not a remix of 4, will release in the fall. Paid online service will have official announcement around the same time. So I nailed Smash, but got the timing of the online service wrong.
Okay. Show title. Here it is. Hashtag, whatever you want to use. Time Traveler Dads.
Okay, I like that one.
Yeah, it's happening. Dads. It's happening. Because I read through your list first, and I was like, man, he was right. Anyway,
yeah,
go ahead.
Prime 4 will not be released in 2018. It will have E3 time. Partially correct. It didn't have E3 time. Dragon Quest XI will be announced for the Switch, but won't be day and date with other platforms. Boom.
Oh, you totally nailed that one. Absolutely.
Yep. Okay. GameCube, the one I didn't nail. GameCube Virtual Console release and will require a special Joy-Con with analog shoulder buttons or a GameCube controller. And it's wrong only because the Virtual Console didn't exist.
Yep. We did get a GameCube adapter and GameCube controllers.
True. But, it's just re-releasing of what was previously released on Wii U, so, not exactly new.
Sure.
Okay. Virtual Console will be disappointing regardless of the form, correct? Question mark?
I'll give that to you.
A lot of people are upset. Okay. Mother 3, if this actually happens, Jesse gets 4 points. Wrong.
So I think that was Justin, right?
I think no. I think that was Justin's note when he did type that in.
Yeah.
No handheld replacement for the 3DS, which is King Y'all. I know that was Justin. I wouldn't have said that. So far correct. 2 mobile games, one of which will be Zelda themed in some way. Wrong. There was only one game and it wasn't Zelda.
But was this year not the year that Zelda Mobile was announced? I believe that in 2018 they announced a Zelda mobile game that is coming. They just said it's coming.
They just said one is in the works. They didn't. I don't call that an announcement.
Yeah, I mean it's
but
coming.
I was expecting 2 to be released.
Sure.
So
was Pocket Camp was last year, wasn't it? 2017, wasn't it?
It was late 2017.
So that means in the UK here we didn't have a mobile game at all through 2018.
You don't have Dragalia Lost?
No, we don't. No.
No, it's Japan and North America only, right?
Wow, surprising.
Yeah.
Not even Canada.
Still? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Interesting.
All right. Guys, those were our 28 predictions, and if we total up the scores, that means Justin Masson is the winner for 2018. And we're not gonna dilly dally around on patting him on the back or making him feel special or anything, because we don't have to. What we are going to do, however, is move around into our 2019 predictions. This time next year, we will be doing this same type of show, seeing who is right. And so what we're going to do this week is me, Jesse, and Gary are going to give our predictions, as well as community manager Tim Off. And we will get Justin and Zach's predictions and include them in a future show, since Justin was not able to be here tonight as well. I'll start with Tim's predictions for 2019, and we're just going to kind of go through these with no commentary, much like we probably will with ours as well. We're going to do ours more roundtable style, but we will figure something out about what we're going to talk about here with those. Here's what Tim predicts for 2019. Number 1, Switch 2.0 is announced with a launch date, but that is not all. Leading into his number 2, an entry-level Nintendo system 3DS successor will be announced. Come back to that one here in just a minute. Number 3, Metroid Prime Trilogy HD will be released summer 2019. Gary, he actually included your name in the prediction.
He was calling you out.
4, Metroid Prime 4 will not be released in 2019. 5, an unexpected EA and Nintendo game collaboration is announced, similar to Ubisoft at E3. And his bonus, he actually went 5 bonuses. Metroid Other M is remastered and released in the second half of 2019. A pre-order bonus for Metroid Prime 4 will be Metroid Zero Mission for the Switch. C, an Earthbound collection is announced. D,
oh no,
I'm just reading these for the first time. The Euro Boys and Jesse drop a new music video this year.
It gets worse.
Possible.
And E, the Good Old Boys and Uncle Jesse challenge the Euro Boys to a dance-off.
Oh boy.
Do it.
Too bad that Tim's predictions are already failing. That's
the other M is interesting. I kind of would like that to happen, but with the
I would too.
Controller scheme, that might be hard.
I don't know. It could work. I think it could work. Little retooling, little remastering. I would actually like to see it. I know there's some people who just have a large hatred for Metroid Other M. I don't. I thought it was actually really good.
I enjoyed the gameplay. I just hated the story and the pixel hunts. But it was still a fun game.
I can see that. I can see that. Totally. Gary, we're going to start with you for our predictions for 2019. What we're going to do is we're going to go around and do this kind of round-robin, round-table style. Gary will make a prediction. Jesse will make a prediction. And then I will make a prediction until our lists are exhausted. So, Gary, what is your first prediction for Nintendo in 2019?
Okay, so background story to my predictions. I'm totally unprepared for this, which is what I love. I love off-the-cuff predictions. So my first prediction is Mr. Timothy Ulf is definitely wrong, and there will be no Metroid Prime HD trilogy. But he is correct that Metroid Prime 4 will not release this year.
Jesse just typed in our notes, Tim will be wrong.
So, yeah, I think...
Spoiler alert.
I think Tim's gone in with a lot of Metroid predictions. Me, on a personal level, think that if there's any chance of any sort of other Metroid games, they will probably get a port of something on 3DS. But I don't think that a Metroid Prime Trilogy HD collection is going to be worth the effort from Nintendo's behalf for a payout. So I don't think it's going to happen.
It made sense for them to turn them into Wii games from GameCube, but without the pointer controls, I don't know if it makes sense to retrofit 3 back to controllers.
Yeah, especially Metroid Prime 3, that's going to be the tough one for them to redo.
Right.
So I just don't think it's going to happen. And Metroid Prime 4, unless we see something from a direct soon, or unless they really blow the waters out on E3, I just can't see it happening this year. I mean, they've already started the delay thing from 2018. We didn't get Fire Emblem last year, which was meant to be there, or Yoshi. And I think that the trend for delaying games is going to continue.
Okay. Is that a separate prediction?
No, I'll class those as one.
Okay. All right. Jesse, your first prediction for 2019.
Okay, I said, before I said there was going to be no 3DS successor, and I was right so far. This time I'm saying that there will be a separate non-Switch device that will be a 3DS successor, because Nintendo likes having a device in that price point for the kids, and I don't think they want to give that up. That's why they're holding on to 3DS as long as they are. I think it will be announced, but probably won't be released until early 2020, because those 3DSs and DSIs, those handheld systems generally have March, April, May releases. And the Switch was March.
Interesting. I could see that happening with a Game Boy Classic or a Game Boy Collection or whatever. Maybe they drop the Classic's name, or maybe they're committed to it and they do call it Game Boy Classic or whatever. But like I could see that being that type of device that plays Game Boy, Game Boy Advance, Game Boy Color games. That are included in the collection.
I was going to say, in device only, or playing with off carts, or both.
If they made a portable device that played all of their handheld backlog, oh my gosh! But it's not going to happen.
GBA almost does that.
Yeah, it did. The GBA Advance was a fantastic piece of tech.
I've got 2 or 3 of them around here somewhere still, because it's a good game to play those old Game Boy games.
Yeah, absolutely. My first prediction for 2019 is has actually been stolen by Tim Off, but I'm going to make it anyway, and that is that there is no way that Metroid Prime 4 is a 2019 game. It's not going to happen. It's going to be 2020.
Yeah, I think we're gonna hear that again in a little bit.
I think we'll see it. I think we'll see the first parts of it. Like, we won't see just a logo, right? We're gonna get more. But you guys remember how long we waited for Breath of the Wild?
I think it was at least 3 E3s.
Yeah. So there you go. That's Metroid Prime.
And like Game Awards 2015, didn't it? Good.
It was, yeah. I mean, that was actual gameplay footage that was shown. It had been shown off before that.
Right, including content on the GameCube, on the gamepad, which was taken out in the final version.
Yep, you're right. Taking out all that junk takes time. Back to you, Gary. Your second prediction for 2019.
Ooh, this is going to be an anti-prediction, because I think Nintendo is basically going to sort of ignore retro a bit more this year and carry on for the future. So what I mean by this is there will be nothing more than the NES games on the online app. There will not be any Super Nintendo this year. And there will not be a classic console. So I like doing these dual predictions, I've got the chance to be wrong twice with both of these in one. But I don't think there'll be a classic, and I don't think we'll have anything other than NES games on the app for free. I think they might do some, retro collections maybe, but I don't think Super Nintendo's coming at all.
Not right now?
No.
Okay. All right. Jesse, your second prediction.
Yeah, so I think Tim is thinking along the same lines that I'm thinking. I said there will be new Switch hardware announced near or at E3 and will be out this fall. That so it'll be 100% backward compatible with anything previously Switch. So just like PS4 with PS4 Slim and PS4 Pro. So if it worked on the original, it'll work on the new. So
Okay.
we're not splitting the fan base yet. We're just getting out slightly better hardware out there for the people who want to double dip or buy for the first time.
Okay. All right. My second prediction for 2019 is that Animal Crossing will release and allow voice chat during play, including online play that allows more than one player to be in your town at the same time.
Are you talking about in cart or in app voice chat?
I'm saying in app voice chat. I'm
Okay.
saying that basically what I'm hinting at is that online is going to be a major component in the new Animal Crossing.
Okay. I just wasn't sure if you meant Fortnite style chat or just the regular
No, I think
chat.
Nintendo is dead committed to that in-app chat. But I think that they like New Leaf, I can go to your town, right? I can come see it,
Right.
but I'm the only one that can be there.
Right. And I think I have to be online at the same time.
And you have to be online. I don't think that that's going to be the case anymore. I think you're going to be able to go to people's towns / cities because they did register the city trademark not long ago. So I think that would be pretty cool to be able to just open it up to completely to online. And that's probably the most anti-Nintendo thing they could do, but I think it would just only increase the popularity of Animal Crossing.
Mm-hmm. Makes sense.
Yep. Gary, prediction 3.
Mario Golf is coming to the Switch this year, and I think it's going to take a similar approach to the way that Mario Tennis worked, with bare bones game released originally, and then content for a year of characters and stuff after that. I don't think they're going to have learned from their mistakes and completely jam-pack the game full of stuff. So I think we're going to literally witness the same sort of feeling and basically concept that Mario Tennis launched with.
Yeah, part of me would want to see that, but another part of me remembers buying Mario Golf on the 3DS and bought the all the DLC pass, and I haven't played it for more than like a week and then put it away.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Welcome to the backlog blues, right, Jesse?
Yep.
Yeah. Gary, out of all the predictions you made so far, that's the one I like the most. No, and I'm not saying that the other ones are unlikable. I'm just saying that I think Nintendo needs to dip back into those Mario sports titles, right?
Yeah.
Mario Soccer or Mario Baseball would be amazing for the Switch.
Yeah, I played Soccer Slammers for the first Mario Soccer Strikers. Is it?
It's Strikers, yeah.
2018 was the first time I ever played that, and man, that game's so much fun.
It's hard. It is so difficult.
But it was really fun. So I'm quite surprised that never came back again.
Well, they had that idea that they were going to develop, I think maybe for the Wii or the Wii U, of the volleyball game that also involved wrestling. I would love to see them go back to that.
Mm.
Like volleyball, wrestling, Waluigi versus Piranha Plant, winner takes smash. I don't know. Jesse, help us out here. Get us off this topic. Third
Okay.
prediction.
It went back to Animal Crossing. I agree. I think it will release and they will try new amiibo to go with it again, and they will still sell poorly.
Do you think they're really going to do more Animal Crossing amiibo?
I think their heads are up their
I
butts
really
so
think
far
that
with
there's
Animal
still
Crossing.
warehouses of those things.
Oh, I'm sure there is, but I think they'll still give it another go.
People were finding over Christmas break, like I was looking, and people were finding at Five Below. They're like, I found, Famicom version Rob at Five Below, and I found Lucas at Five Below, and I found all these amiibo that are rare at Five Below. I went to my Five Below, and you know what they had? Kapp'n. Peg after
I don't
peg
have that one.
Peg. I'm gonna tell you who they had too. Kapp'n and that stupid otter, Lottie. Nobody likes Lottie. No, Lottie is worse than the faceless train riding cat in Animal Crossing. She's the worst. People wish we could can we? I don't want to just vote her out of my town. I want to vote her off Animal Crossing. Period.
You want to vote her out of everyone's town?
Like with a nuclear bomb. Nobody likes Lottie. Sorry. I mean, people wouldn't even build their houses out of Lottie amiibos if that's all there were. They would just sit out in the elements. Because it's Lottie and bleh, bleh.
Michael's asking me if I think we're still going to get a Tokyo Mirage Sessions Sharp FE enhanced port, or if the idea is dead in the water. I'd like to see it, but the way it integrated both screens well, I think it would be difficult to put all that back into one screen, and so I kind of don't think it's going to happen.
Yeah. And that's the reality of the Wii U, right? There's a couple of games.
Yeah,
Mario Maker. I'm thinking about Mario Maker. It would be really hard to put that on the Switch.
Yeah, 3DS is going to have the same problem if whatever the next system is doesn't have two screens, doesn't have a touchscreen. A lot of that stuff can't be ported well.
They've kind of backed themselves into a corner.
If there are no touchscreens, forget about a Zelda port. Well, why either Zelda game?
Yeah, and those are. I know I'm probably going to upset some folks here. The Phantom Hourglass and Spirit Tracks are two great Zelda games. I don't care what anybody says.
I enjoyed them.
Marty's finally lost it. Finally lost it.
They're two great Zelda games. Case closed. Let's move on to my third prediction. Before Gary. Anyway.
Yeah, I'm going to go off on Marty. I'm going to upset you.
Yeah. So here's my third prediction for 2019. Ubisoft is going to announce Mario plus Rabbids 2 at E3.
I like it.
I do too.
It's going to happen. And it's going to include more characters from the Mario universe.
Yes, that game was a pleasant surprise. And as someone who does not like strategy games, I enjoyed that one and its DLC.
And here's the deal. Where there's smoke, there's fire. Ubisoft folks, especially, I believe, the guy who... Soliani?
David, yeah.
Yeah, Soliani. He tweeted about 3 or 4 months ago about a trip to Japan to visit Nintendo with the combat director from Mario plus Rabbids.
Intriguing.
It's coming. It's not, and here's the thing. I'm saying this specifically. It's not going to be announced at Nintendo's E3 or during their digital event. It's going to be announced at the Ubisoft event.
Did they announce it last?
Yes.
Yeah,
they announced it at the Ubisoft event because the director of Ubisoft came out with Miyamoto and they had the Rabbids guns and then they did the big reveal.
Yeah, that was unfortunately leaked before that happened. But
yeah, well, that was another thing. That was going to be the second part of my. That was going to be the second part of my prediction. Is it will leak as well?
We can say that about anything here.
You can say that about anything Ubisoft. They have holes in their ship bigger than most doors in people's houses. Gary, prediction number 4.
Oh, this is a bit of a strange one because I think there's going to be a new Monster Hunter announced for Switch, except I don't think it's going to come out this year. And if it does, it's definitely not going to come out in the Western world this year, which will upset fans, but that's the way it goes.
So new Monster Hunter for the Switch coming to Japan possibly in 2019.
Yep.
Translated for other territories in 2020.
Yeah, that's exactly spot on. Yeah.
Okay.
It's one of those strange ones. I think it's about time that we had a new Monster Hunter, because really, Generations Ultimate is a very old game, but we got it very late.
Yeah.
I think it's about time for a new one. But the way that it normally works is that we get them like a year and a half later. So,
with the appearance of Rathalos in Smash, as well as a stage and Monster Hunter music being included, there's some credence to that, I think.
Yeah, and the games are huge in Japan, and Monster Hunter World was a very big game for Capcom worldwide. But I don't think we're going to get the world port. I think we're going to get another standard Monster Hunter, basically.
All right, Jesse, your fourth prediction.
Let's see, I think there will be a new 2D Zelda announced and released this year for Switch.
For Switch, not a port, not a brand new
game.
Okay. 2D top down or 2D side scrolling?
The top down. Not like Zelda 2, but more like
Link to the Past.
Like Link to the Past, Link Between Worlds, that type.
Okay. All right. Good deal. Fourth prediction for me is that Overwatch will come to the Switch, and it will be announced as the big third-party game at E3 during the digital event. Just like Rocket League, just like Fortnite.
Nice.
Because I can't see what else it's going to be. Right? I mean, they've had something like that the last two E3s. Rocket League first, then Fortnite. What else could it be? What other big third-party multiplayer online game are they going to announce at E3? They've already set the precedent. Maybe it's Overwatch 2.
Ooh. Something new.
Maybe it's something new. You can include that as part of the prediction. I don't know.
So Overwatch comes to the Switch, or something new.
Something new Overwatch related. Overwatch related. That's what I will say. Gary, your fifth prediction.
So, originally one of my predictions was going to be the same as Jesse's Zelda top-down 2D game. But for the sake of being different, I'm going to be different and change it. And I'm going to go for Paper Mario will be showing off this year for Switch. I don't know what capacity, although I can guarantee that 90% it'll probably upset fans by not being the 1,000-year door.
Right.
And
the latest few games kind of tainted the series, so.
Yeah, and it's really strange because
no shiny stickers. God damn it.
The last three games haven't been traditional turn-based RPGs like the other ones were.
And no cards for Kamek to mess up.
So
I
think
off.
Yeah, well, it's kind of it's an entry-level RPG now, isn't it? Which I think is actually fine. It doesn't appeal to me as much, but if that's the way that Paper Mario is going to continue, then it's that or nothing, isn't it, really?
Is it going to be Paper Mario more RPG-ish like we've seen on the 3DS, or is it going to be Super Paper Mario?
I think it'll still be the RPG elements, the light RPG elements.
See, I say that because am I in the minority that really enjoyed Super Paper Mario?
No, I love Super Paper Mario, the one on the Wii.
I didn't like it at first, but I went back and played it later, and I thought it was all right. It just at the time it wasn't what I wanted when it was new. I wanted another 1,000-year door.
So did everybody.
Right.
Yeah, personally, I'd love a normal side-scrolling Mario done in that paper style, but I just don't think it'll ever happen.
But you're never going to get that.
So you're saying announced and released this year?
No, just announced.
You know, they had a great opportunity to do a Paper Mario side-scroller or Paper Mario type thing with Mario Odyssey. with the Paper Kingdom.
Yeah.
Just throwing that out there would have been great DLC. Along with Isle Delfino.
Just think how much of an insane platformer a 2D Paper Mario 1 could be, because those transformations into the boats and planes, that could happen on the fly wherever you wanted. It could be so good. But
dude, you're preaching to the choir. I'm all for that.
Instead, we're gonna get another light RPG Paper Mario. Is my my prediction.
All right, Jesse, your prediction number 5. What is it?
Okay, I said Pokemon Gen 8 will incorporate too much of what it learned from Let's Go, and the fan base will cry.
Good. Let them cry. Let's Go is actually a Pokemon game that I will play. So I savor and collect and drink your delicious Pokemon tears.
Wow.
I'm serious. You know, here's the thing. I put Let's Go down at the end of November and had not picked it back up until this week, and I picked it up this week, and it is still fantastic. It's still amazing. I still want to play it. I sat down the other day and played it for about 4 hours straight and got in trouble with my wife for not cleaning up and getting ready for New Year's Eve and all the people we were going to host. And I told her, I was like, can you not see that I'm saving Sylph Company from Giovanni and all these Pokemon? Can you not see that, woman? She did not like that comment, by the way.
Not. Yeah, no. I still play it from time to time, mainly to get the Meltan box and open it up and try to get the Meltan candies. I have evolved one Melmetal, and I'll probably have another one in about a month.
Yeah. All right, my prediction number 3 is this. Splatoon 3 will be announced at E3. Splatoon 3 will be announced at E3 to release in 2020.
Oh, I like this prediction. I don't know if I can see that, though. But I really like it.
I see it happening for a couple of reasons. Number one, Splatoon has sold like gangbusters in Japan. It is still super popular, right? It is still going strong. There are no more content updates for Splatoon 2.
What's going to do differently?
It's obviously it's going to have to do some things differently, but I think that's Splatoon 2 gave them time to be in development for innovation for Splatoon 3, and we're going to start to see some of that at E3.
Yeah. And yes, Nintendo is a creative group of people, but looking at F-Zero, they've run out of ideas pretty fast. So
that's true.
There's only so much you can do with this model unless they do something outrageously different. Which is fine, and outrageously different.
I would be fine. I would be fine with larger team battles. I would be fine with a battle royale mode. I would be fine.
I think that might be fun.
I would be
more
fine.
Than 4 before.
Yeah. I would be fine with vehicles. I would be fine with any of that.
So now you're doing Call of Duty.
Well,
Battlefield.
Where else can they go? It's like what you're saying. It's what else can they do with it?
Exactly.
Can you imagine flying a plane over the battlefield and like not shooting, but like when planes fly over and dump water on forest fires, except you're dumping ink?
Oh wow!
Can you imagine that? That would be super cool. And so I
was thinking ink bombs, but your way is even more messier.
I'm all in for Splatoon 3. I think it's happening. I think if it doesn't happen at E3, the question is not if it's going to happen, it's when. So there you go. Gary, back to you. Anything else?
We're going to see Mario Kart for the mobile, and it's going to look horrific. I think
they did say that's supposed to be releasing before end of March.
Yeah, well, what I mean by that is I think that it's going to really puzzle people. I don't think it's going to be a standard racing game, and I think that people are going to be really confused by it. I think this will be the first. say first big blunder. I mean, Mitomo wasn't great, but I think this is going to be the first big blunder from their named franchises on mobile.
What if it's like you? What if it's like what we call here in America a Pinewood Derby, and you like build these Mario Karts and you race them downhill, and depending on the parts you put on them, they go further. Does that sound horrific enough? Because it does to me.
That actually sounds more amazing than what I think it's going to end up being.
You'd have to have some randomness with quality of parts. Otherwise, there's like a fixed best solution, and after that point, it gets boring.
Yeah, let me add the horrific part to it. All the parts are completely randomized with a gotcha mechanic.
Well, how about throw the Breath of the Wild mechanics in there, and they get destroyed over time?
It's even worse. Jesse makes it even worse.
Or better, depending on your point of view.
So let me clear up what I mean by horrific. I think that it's going to have a largely negative sort of reception from people. And I don't think it's because the game itself is going to be bad. I think it's because there's going to be some sort of weird pay mechanic. And it's going to either be that they want to charge £15 or $20 or whatever it may be for a full game.
See, I don't think they'll make the Mario Run mistake again.
Here's what I think, Gary. Here's what I think is going to happen. You ready for this? Two of your predictions are going to collide, and for mobile, we're going to get Paper Mario Kart.
I think that would
origami carts.
Origami carts.
Origami carts with Mario cartoon slips of paper as drivers.
So yeah, that's my prediction mainly, is that it's going to be some sort of... It's going to be a pay mechanic that people are going to be a bit strange with. Whether it be you have to pay for the characters, or whether it's going to be, just
pay for energy.
Entry. Yeah, just some sort of weird thing. Like obviously there has to be, if it's a freemium or free to start game, there's going to be some sort of weird pay element. But I think that they're going to miss the mark and not do what the market does now. Do something that just doesn't make sense.
Mario Kart's a game that's hard to monetize unless you do gotcha stuff, but I'm not sure what they plan on doing with that.
Jesse, you and I both have the same prediction for number 5, so why don't you take it away for us?
Okay. Unlike what was previously said by Gary, we think that the Switch Online service will start to include Super Nintendo games. And I specifically mentioned that they will then have a Super Nintendo docking controller available to buy.
Yeah, you went a little bit further than I did. I just simply said the SNES comes to Switch Online. I think what's going to... I'm going to kind of back off Gary's prediction, though, and I'm going to say this. We're still going to get NES games, but I think they're going to do one of two things. Either you're going to get, like during the month, you might get 2 SNES games and 2 NES games, because right now we're really getting 4 games a month, right? We're getting the SP versions of things.
So 3 new games and an SP version of something else.
Right. So you're going to get 2 from each, or they're going to alternate months. We'll get NES one month, we'll get SNES the next month. We'll get NES on back and forth.
I'm reading chat again, and I'm amused.
Okay.
Yako Warner says Splatoon 3 will feature a K-pop boy band modeled after Euro Boys.
Yes.
The Squid Boys, the Squid Kids. It's time.
And I like that name, Yako Warner.
I do. I love that name. I love that name as well. That's a fantastic person. That's a fantastic name. Fantastic show. Totally off the rails here. Let's come in here with our last predictions, Gary. Why don't you just wrap up your predictions? Anything else that you predict Nintendo is going to do in 2019?
Oh, come back to me in a second. Let me have a good think.
Okay. Jesse, what about you?
I have one more, and then I asked my son, and he gave me 2.
Okay.
So I said Prime 4 will get main billing at E3 this year, but will not come out until 2020.
Okay. I can see that happen.
As for my son's predictions, he wants N64 games to be made available in some way, whether it's in a classic,
Okay.
whether it's on the Switch, somehow he wants to see that. Mainly because, again, he wants that controller that I was talking about so he can speedrun Mario 64 properly. And then, and he actually put some thought into this answer, which surprised me, which I'm kind of proud of him. He says he, they will announce Mario Kart 10, following the pattern of Apple and Microsoft for not announcing a product numbered 9.
Yeah. That's not a bad prediction at all. I can kind of see them doing something like that, though, and doing kind of like they've done with Smash. Smash is Smash Ultimate. Mario Kart 8, the 8, kind of was like a Mobius loop. So
Right.
It was like infinite. So what if they went with Mario Kart Infinite or Mario Kart Ultimate? Something like that,
Everyone is here, driving upside down.
All the tracks, Castlevania track, Rathalos track.
Oh boy, we just opened a can of worms.
Oh yeah, but we need to move on before that one. Gary, are you ready, or do you want me to go ahead and do mine?
I think that we will see at least another 3DS game announced for somewhere around the middle of the year.
You think it's going to be a port or a brand new game?
That's the part I'm struggling with. Basically, I don't think the 3DS is going to die this year. I think that they're past the Mario and Luigi game that we know about. I think there will be another release at least, if not 2. I'm just unsure whether I think they'll put any effort into a new game, and if they do, I think it'd be something like, Dylan's Dead It Breakers, where it was essentially a download game that they decided to put in a box. But I'm unsure of what it'd be. But I just don't think they're going to let it die this year still.
Yeah. Okay. I think that's a very solid prediction. Anything else from you? Or is that going to wrap it up for you?
I think that's it. I think I'm all ideaed out now.
Okay. I've got one bonus prediction for 2019. I think we're finally going to get a user interface update for the Switch.
Recycling that prediction from last year?
I am, because I want it to happen. Reggie, I want my folders. Give me my folders, Reggie.
Yeah, I didn't say anything about Mother 3 this year. I'm hoping maybe if I don't say anything, it'll happen.
Well, now you've said something about it, and so it's not going to happen.
That wasn't an official prediction. It's not written down.
I know, but Nintendo's listening to this, and they're like, "Oh, he's talking about Mother 3 again. Put it back on the shelf." It was so close. It was so close, but they're just going to go put the box back on the shelf.
This is how I feel about F-Zero. I mean, I absolutely love the series. I even like the Game Boy Advance ones, and I've accepted that it's dead, and I just don't think that they're going to make one. And when they do, I'm expecting it to be bad. So
such hope, such you have
it's because I don't think they're going to put the effort in. And much like Star Fox Zero, I just that it was a franchise that was gone. I don't think they.
I got you. No, I totally agree.
Yeah.
I think they don't. There may be just something about that they don't even understand how to make those games anymore. You know what I mean? Like they just don't know how it would fit into our gaming culture now.
I mean, that's the crazy thing with the Star Fox game is because is the on-rail shooter really a genre that exists still? And Star Fox Zero
really.
kind of cemented that thought for me that it's not. And with the release of Starlink, with the Star Fox stuff in, makes me really think otherwise. And
which you've been really enjoying, by the way.
Oh, I finished it, and I'm heading for a second playthrough now.
Wow. How many hours do you think you put in?
Oh, I can tell you, it's on the Ubisoft app. Probably about 25, I think.
Okay. That is a game that has sadly slipped into my backlog, and now I've got to go. I need to go back and finish it.
Yeah, I mean, if you were hammering the main objectives, it's under 20 hours, I'd say.
Okay, then that's not bad at all. That's like a week for me.
Yeah.
Well, guys, those are our predictions for 2019. Thanks for hanging with us for those. Due to the length that we've already got on the show this week, we're going to go ahead and skip what we've been playing in Community Spotlight this week and just go straight to wrap up. Join us next week. We're going to try to get Zach's predictions. Justin will be back. He will also give us his predictions as well. But this has been episode 211. Come back in a year. Check it out. See if we're right. See if we're wrong. There's been some amazing predictions in these. Some that I really actually hope are correct. Some that I don't. But a lot of them that I actually do hope are correct. And it'll be interesting to see where Nintendo is a year from now. Personally, I think, and I didn't say this during the actual prediction time, but I think 2019 for Nintendo is going to be more akin to 2017.
Yeah, I think I've said that in the past as well.
I mean, if you think about it, there are games that have been announced, that are out there, that are coming out this year. Animal Crossing, Pokemon, Yoshi, others that they're going to be heavy hitters throughout the year, and that they've got some surprises. Quite frankly, Bayonetta 3 is out there somewhere. We don't know when that's coming out. We don't know if it's coming out. Fire Emblem is most likely this year. So there are big Nintendo franchises, and again, we don't know what's going to rule E3 this year or anything like that. So keep it locked right here. We will continue to bring you all the Nintendo news you can handle and then some each and every week here on the podcast and over at our YouTube channel as well. We want to thank our patrons again for making all of this possible. And we do want to say a huge thanks to our Patreon producers, Timothy Off, Dave Ernsberger, and Chris Mears. You can be like them by heading over to patreon.com/Nintendo Dads to support us from anywhere from $1 a month to $30 a month. Every single donation, every single patronage makes a difference, and we really appreciate it, guys. We mean that. You can follow us on our social media at Nintendo Dads. That's Twitter, that's Facebook, Instagram. Email us at nintendodads@gmail.com. Hit us up on Twitch and YouTube for videos and streams. And you can even call in and leave a voicemail at 929-25-NDADS or 929-256-3237. Starting off the year right, maybe getting a tax refund back here soon. You can buy sweet Nintendo Dads merchandise over at tiny.cc/Nintendo Dads store, all lowercase. And we want to say a big thanks to OC Remix for the music used throughout the show. For myself, for Gary, for Jesse, Justin, and Zach, this has been episode 2. Yep. This has been episode 211 of Nintendo Dads. Hope you guys have a great day. Bye-bye.
Thank you for listening to Nintendo Dad.
Maple syrup mousses.
The